Number 51. Bette Davis. Bette, known for her fierce performances and sharp wit, was a force of nature on screen. But beneath her confidence, Davis battled depression throughout her career, especially during the tumultuous times in her personal life. The strain of multiple marriages, custody battles, and the pressure of constantly proving herself in a male-dominated industry took a profound emotional toll. Yet Davis, a symbol of resilience, masked her inner struggles behind iconic roles, giving the world characters full of fire and vulnerability. While she outwardly personified strength, her private life told a different story. In her memoirs, Davis spoke about nights of feeling overwhelmed and trapped. Her story is a testament to the duality of fame, a glorious exterior softened by internal pain. She pushed through her struggles to remain one of the greatest actresses in history, proving that even the strongest icons are often fighting battles we cannot see. Number 52. Oscar Levant. Oscar, the brilliant pianist, composer, and actor, was perhaps one of the first Hollywood figures to speak openly about his mental health struggles. His sardonic humor charmed audiences, but it often masked the severity of his clinical depression and anxiety disorders. Levant's witty remarks about his mental illness resonated with many who saw the raw humanity behind the entertainer. His openness was revolutionary in an era when discussing such topics was taboo. Levant's battles ultimately restricted him professionally, as his mental health grew unmanageable in the 1950s. Hospitalizations and periods of isolation kept him from fully embracing his potential. Still, his courage in addressing his issues left a lasting impact, creating a legacy as a pioneer of candidness in an industry built on illusion. Number 53. Cory Feldman. Cory was the quintessential 1980s child star, captivating audiences in films like The Goonies and Stand By Me. But behind his boyish charm hid trauma that would contribute to years of mental health struggles. Feldman revealed that he experienced significant abuse in his formative years, leading to battles with addiction, depression, and PTSD. The Hollywood machine that once celebrated him also contributed to his decline. Despite the hardships, Feldman has since become an outspoken advocate for addressing abuse in the industry, reclaiming his narrative. His journey is a jarring reminder of how unaddressed mental health issues can affect young performers. However, it also highlights the power of perseverance and using one's experiences to fuel positive change. By the way, if you enjoyed this video so far, hit the subscribe button because it means the world to us. Thanks. Anyways, number 54, Jean Seabourg. Jean, an icon of the French New Wave, lived a life that many would envy. But fame was cruel to her fragile mental health, and years of personal heartbreak, political persecution, and invasive media coverage took their toll. Seabourg's mental health decline began when she suffered a series of miscarriages and personal betrayals, compounded by the FBI's surveillance of her due to perceived political ties. Her sensitivity to the pressures of celebrity led to depression, which only deepened as her career faltered. Seabourg's tragic passing at just 40 years old underscores the heavy price of stardom and the urgent need for compassion and understanding, even for the most glamorous among us. Number 55. Robert Ryan. Robert's magnetic, commanding presence on screen hid the profound emotional battles he fought behind closed doors. Renowned for his intense and haunting performances in films like The Wild Bunch and Crossfire, Ryan exuded a depth that enthralled audiences. But this same intensity often stemmed from his private struggles with depression. Ryan wrestled with feelings of inadequacy and deep melancholy, creating a duality between his outward success and inward pain. His piercing portrayals seemed to reflect the turbulence he carried within, adding a palpable vulnerability to his characters. This inner conflict made him one of the most complex and fascinating actors of his era. Despite his prominence, Ryan's personal struggles were carefully concealed, as Hollywood in his time demanded strength, glamour, and invincibility. In an industry unwilling to embrace vulnerability, Ryan was forced to mask his sadness, sharing only fragments of his pain with the few close friends in his circle. His depression wasn't widely known during his life, but glimpses of his solemn demeanor hinted at the weight he carried. Ryan's ability to channel his emotional battles into his work left a legacy of unforgettable performances, but it also underscored his private torment. His story is not only a reminder of the unseen burden carried by so many celebrities in the golden age of Hollywood, but also a testament to his ability to transform his inner turmoil into art. Behind the icon stood a man silently grappling with invisible struggles, highlighting the gap between public adoration and personal anguish. Number 56. Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy holds a monumental place in Hollywood history as the first Black woman to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress. Her groundbreaking career shattered barriers, but her personal life was fraught with pain and relentless challenges. Despite her undeniable talent, Dandridge often found herself limited by the roles she was offered, facing an industry unwilling to evolve beyond its racial prejudices. The weight of systemic racism, coupled with personal heartbreaks such as failed marriages and financial instability, left her battling depression for much of her life. While her beauty and talent placed her in the spotlight, the scrutiny she endured behind the scenes proved devastating. Dandridge's mental health plummeted under the unrelenting pressure to represent her race while being denied the opportunities and respect deserved by someone of her caliber. Tragically, her life ended at the age of 42, leaving behind a legacy both inspiring and sobering. Her story is a testament to her resilience and brilliance in the face of unimaginable adversity. But it also serves as a stark reminder of how an unchanging industry failed to support its trailblazers, ultimately costing one of its most talented stars dearly. Number 57. Rammon Novaro. In the silent film era, Rammon captivated audiences as a heartthrob, celebrated for his striking looks and powerful performances. Yet behind the glamour and adoration, Novaro faced an uphill battle with his mental health. Living in a time when discussions around identity were taboo, he struggled privately with societal stigma and internal conflicts. His depression grew as he grappled with his identity in an industry and world that demanded conformity, leaving him isolated despite his fame. As Hollywood evolved through the years, Novaro's career began to wane, deepening his battles with loneliness and melancholy. His life ended tragically in 1968, in a violent incident that underscored the vulnerabilities he had faced throughout his life. Novaro's story is a heartbreaking reminder of how damaging it can be when an individual's authentic self remains hidden, suppressed by the very industry that once celebrated him. Behind his polished exterior lay a troubled soul, revealing the darker, more human side of early Hollywood's golden age. Number 58. Louise Rener. Louise seemed destined for eternal glory as she secured back-to-back Academy Awards in the late 1930s, becoming the first to achieve such a feat. But her meteoric rise was met with an equally steep decline. The Hollywood system, infamous for raising stars only to cast them aside, quickly moved on from Rener as the next big thing, leaving her disillusioned and vulnerable. By her late 20s, Rener found herself largely ignored by the industry, thrusting her into a spiral of depression fueled by rejection and professional isolation. Feeling alienated, Rener stepped away from filmmaking, but never fully escaped the shadow of her early fame. Despite her triumphs, she struggled with the pressure and fleeting nature of Hollywood success. Her story stands as a cautionary tale of how fame can be fleeting and how an industry that once hailed an individual as a prodigy can later abandon them. Rener's journey is a bittersweet reflection on the cost of success earned too quickly and the emotional toll of stardom cut short. Number 59. Cornell Wild. Cornell was celebrated as a dashing, talented star, best known for romantic dramas and adventure films. However, few knew of the anxiety and perfectionism that plagued him behind the scenes. While the public saw a confident and charismatic leading man, Wild privately wrestled with self-doubt and the unrelenting desire to meet near-impossible standards. This internal turmoil often bled into his personal relationships, leaving him emotionally exhausted and disconnected from moments of joy. Wild's relentless drive to excel propelled his career but came at the cost of his mental health. He struggled to celebrate his successes, instead succumbing to the belief that he could always give more. His story serves as a stark example of how the pressures of constant self-improvement, when unchecked, can rob even the brightest stars of their peace. Wild remains a celebrated performer, but his life reminds us that even the seemingly flawless faces of Hollywood are susceptible to the harsh realities of self-doubt and mental strain. Number 60. Evelyn Nesbbit. Evelyn, widely regarded as the world's first supermodel, became an icon long before Hollywood's golden era. Her beauty made her a muse for artists and she later transitioned to acting in the silent film world. But her life was marred by traumatic experiences that left her battling severe depression and mental anguish. Nesbit's youth was filled with exploitation and scandal, including her involvement in one of America's most notorious love triangles, which culminated in a high-profile murder trial and forever linked her public image to personal tragedy. Though she worked to move forward and rebuild her life, the shadows of her past loomed large, affecting her mental health and professional endeavors. Nesbit's life is a poignant reminder of how fame and trauma can intertwine, and how the weight of notoriety can forever alter a person's path. Despite her struggles, she left behind a legacy of resilience, showing the necessity of addressing the emotional toll of public and private battles for those in the spotlight. Hollywood's spotlight doesn't shine equally on its stars' personal lives, leaving their struggles hidden in the shadows. These stories are a vivid reminder of the invisible emotional battles so many endured while captivating audiences worldwide. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content like this. But the story doesn't end here. Click on our next video to explore even more tales of Hollywood's brightest icons and the mental health challenges they faced.